Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our fourth episode of Shattered Done, a Cyberpunk Red campaign. I'm, of course, your GM Matihi, aka Piper. I use they, them pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at Maddie Matihi or on Twitch at Matihi. Tonight is going to be a fairly potentially upsetting episode. So make sure to take care of yourselves. There might be some mean words said, some sad stuff happening. Make sure to use exclamation point CW. Just make sure to take care of yourselves. And if you need to head out, that's okay. We still love you. We still care about you. Of course, before we go through and introduce our lovely, lovely cast for the evening, there are a few announcements that we have here on Bad House RPG. Of course, on Thursday, we have a new episode of Ashes of New Amsterdam. And on Friday, we have our next episode of Symphony of Silos. And of course, on Tuesday, the very much anticipated, very, very excited Itaewon by Night Season 2. We're all super pumped for this to come back. I know I am, and I'm so excited to watch with everybody else. And I better see you here. That's not a threat, it's a promise. But of course, I wouldn't be able to do this wonderful, stunning game without my gorgeous, gorgeous cast. So we're going to go through and introduce everybody and their characters, and we're going to start with B.
Hello, all. Normally I'm B Zelda, they, them pronouns. I'm on Twitter is BZelda_ on every single platform in the universe that exists. Probably, don't quote me. But today I'm playing some Lavender Rest, he, they pronouns, and a bit of a rocker boy. I call myself a leader. I know how to take charge. Every decision I decide is fantastic, and that laughter is confidence. Absolute confidence.
Hell yeah. And next up, we have Dare.
Hey, I'm Dare, pronouns she, they, Faye. I am playing the ever-lovely Checkmate today. I've been gaining a reputation as the disaster sapphic in the tabletop space lately. Don't unpack it, and that's not going to happen today. Anyway, you can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet at Dare to Dream RPG. That is DARE, the number 2, DREAM RPG.
Yeah. And next up, we have the fabulous Fabian.
Howdy, everybody. My name's Fabs. You know me as producer here, also storyteller for Ashes of New Amsterdam. You can find my stuff, Rockets and Pens, and over here. Tonight, I'm going to be playing Badger.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And next up, we have C.
Hello everyone, my name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at CPlaysRPG. You can also follow my art account at A Gay Blood Hunter if you want to do that, particularly. Tonight I'm playing Hal.O, who is in trouble, probably. But we could all pretend that maybe they're not, and everything is actually going to be fine. So I think that I'm going to get out of this scot-free, personally. So no consequences here. Looking forward to an easy breezy, beautiful session. That's me.
Oh yeah. And of course, last but certainly not least, my lovely and beautiful co-GM, Candace.
I too hope for a cover girl evening like C. But we'll see. My name is Candace. My pronouns are they, she. I'm playing Red, who technically is an NPC, but is also me. She, they pronouns. And I'm very, very excited. Our players have been fantastic. Our GM has been fantastic. And I just hope you guys have a great night.
Wonderful. And again, thank you everyone for being here, but let us dive back into Shattered Dawn and a little bit previous to where we had left off. But before we get into it, in our last session, the group had gone into a kind of 6th Street owned garage, attempting to claim a van and deliver it to an individual who had worked for, or who was working for Biotechnica. But of course, only Hal knowing this. Everybody else knowing that there's just quite a bit of money that's in this particular job. As you had approached with a Hal stationing themselves up on a large tower, kind of flirting with the other sniper atop this garage. The two of them kind of lip reading and signing to each other, and these flirtatious remarks with Hal kind of distracting this person. Everybody else snuck in with both Checkmate and Red heading inside to a side building to distract, shut off cameras, as we had both Lavender and Badger make their way in and kind of distract some of the 6th Street individuals who were there. One of them, apparently a large fan of Lavender, the two of them got to talking and headed right into the garage itself. They could see the van there, a few people who were working on it. And unfortunately for Lavender, someone who was a fan of their rivals, Fuchsia and Teal, had insulted Lavender's music and had earned a shot to the face. With that, combat had kicked off, Badger quickly running to the side, getting into the van, and getting it ready to go. Quite a bit of chaos throughout. Shots being fired, Hal having to take cover, Red coming out and assisting in the shots as well. Lavender getting shot up as they had made their way towards the van. And as finally getting the van moving and slamming through the gates, with Badger using his abilities to make the gate rise and driving through, Red hopped into the van. And as the van kind of careened around the corner, beginning to drive past that large tower that Hal was atop, Hal had rolled off the tower and dropped down to the van, taking a shot at the sniper across from them, shattering their scope, causing them to cascade blood down their face. Of course, Checkmate, being in the net, had gone down to the bottom of the architecture and learned that 6th Street was indeed warned of this incoming group of people who were going to steal the van, but saw a secret door off to the side. Entering within, the secret area turned into what looked like their old kind of home, both with Hal and Ash when Ash was alive, and the group of them lived together. Checkmate got to speak with some form of Ash, an amalgamation of conversations, pictures, recorded audio of Ash, packed into this digitized person who was just there to hold Checkmate there for just long enough. And as Checkmate, you had jacked out of the net, Ghost taking you and quickly absconding from the area, trying to get back to Badger's car. Our scene shifts a little bit back as we hear that large thump on the top of the van as Hal, you slam down onto it. You groan as part of your back slightly cracks. You feel more or less all right, but extremely sore. Those of you who are inside, those of you especially not driving, you see a large kind of craterous mass now in the top of the van. And Badger, you driving, the van swerves slightly as this impact happens on top. And what do you do?
I'm just keeping this still. I'm just keeping this boat on its course.
Hal on top of the truck, I think, slides down slightly in front of the windshield and starts banging on it with the top of their fist. Like let me in, let me in, let me in.
I think Red grabs you and looks at Lavender like, hello.
Yeah, okay. I'll help. We'll heave you in through the window, through the door window.
Yep, Hal tumbles in. Their giant sniper rifle kind of gets caught on the outside, so they shove it in and tumble fully backward, you know? Okay, drive now, fast, let's go.
You're right.
Fell 3 stories, I'm fine.
We can take a minute. Do you need to take a minute? Like,
We don't have a minute, Red. Let's go.
all right, let's go.
I mean, if somebody wants to worry, I've been shot and like, ow.
Didn't I specifically say to don't get shot?
I mean,
And
yeah.
Hal is going to immediately, like, kind of flip over, and then they're immediately in doctor mode. Did they just fall six stories? Yes. Are they now a doctor? Yes. And they are going to start, like, taking the fabric away from the place that you got shot and starting to, like, reach into their bag, going for different gauzes and even a pair of needle and thread if it seems like it needs to.
Okay. I think for once I won't be a baby about it. Maybe this is one of the few things I'm not actually a baby about. One of the few. I mean, we're not gonna get ahead of ourselves.
Red still makes to like hold your hand and passes you a flask from inside their jacket pocket.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Deep breath here,
Brave face.
pressure.
Okay, yep. Ready?
And they press.
Oh, fuck, shit, piss. I hate that so much.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
So the mission, yeah, we're all mostly here. Yeah. How's everybody?
I'll reach out to Ghost and check. And I send a message just like letting them know we're en route.
Can I check the rear view mirror to see any sign of my car driven by Ghost and Checkmate?
You currently don't see that. All you see is you kind of round the corner. You're about 6 blocks away now from the meeting place. It's about 12, 15 blocks away from where you originally went. You're swerving around corners, taking them fairly tightly. Why don't you make me a drive check as you're going? And Hal, make me a first aid check for assisting Lavender. 16. I'll say you get 6 hit points back.
Perfect.
Did it roll?
And yeah, it's a 22.
Ooh.
Very nice. So, Badger, would you like to describe how you are easily, swiftly, and professionally taking these corners?
Yes. Badger takes out a kind of like a power bar and basically drives the steering wheel with his knee and then opens it and then starts eating and starts driving again and just like keeps looking both from rear view mirror or side mirror and front, and he's quite perplexed and kind of worried already that it's like, okay, they're not here yet. I hope my car's okay. Also, I hope our crewmates are okay, but I hope my car is okay. And out of one of the pockets of the jumpsuit that he has on, he takes out one of the tracker beacons, and he's gonna put it underneath the driver's like the steering wheel. I'm like, just in case. And lastly, if I'm allowed, I'm gonna take my agent out and just text what do you call this? Text Ghost. Tracker's on. Have it on the truck. Use the module and you can find us.
You get a message back from Ghost that says, just swooping in to pick up Checkmate. We'll be there soon.
And then there's like stickers of Blue Moon doing the hand hearts. And that's what my reply is. And I put my agent back in my pocket and continue driving while eating this power bar.
You continue to drive about 3 blocks out. Is mostly the conversation or lack of conversation centered around just getting Lavender patched up currently. All right, so you wrap Lavender's wounds. There's one in your shoulder, one in your hip, where you've been shot at. and you do a very good job, just kind of field medic patching everything up. It's a bit sore, of course, but you're able to get full range of movement after a few rotations.
Hal just kind of goes, no shrapnel. No, you're not bleeding out. You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm awesome. Thanks. This
Good.
is yeah. No, this is good. This is this is definitely how this mission was meant to go.
Right, you wanted to take 2 bullet wounds
I mean, it's
to your
cool.
direct body.
Yeah. Just gonna like sink down a little bit as I like cradle the hip injury. Yeah, intentional.
Scars do a lot for your image.
I think that would be a really good thing. Yeah. No, that's the thinking I need.
My work doesn't scar.
Sorry.
That's okay. I can do digital scars too. I mean, that's fine. Nobody has to know.
I think Red like looks at just over at Hal like.
And they give a little like kind of a few threads to their like deep composure have come a little loose, right? And they kind of like shrug back at you, right? But their eyes go a little wide and their knuckles go a little like white on the gauze that they're putting back into their bag. And then they
You hear Badger from the driver's side just saying, like, you should try pointing your gun at the crowd next time. Worked for Silverhand a lot of times.
No, come on. I'm not.
Too derivative. Sorry.
You're just keep driving. Are we there? Are we close?
Yeah, Badger, you pull down. It's kind of this, it's not a very narrow alleyway. It's fairly wide, probably fit kind of 2 vans passing by each other. And you begin driving down where suddenly all of you feel that lurch as Badger, you have to slam on the brakes as quickly another truck, a very, I would say, a very opulent kind of car pulls out from another alleyway, kind of blocking your path very smoothly. You hear from behind another vehicle kind of come in, boxing in the van as you hear those thumping boots and the sound of kind of guns being unshouldered and cocked as the group of you are surrounded inside the van. That's when a few text messages come through. We're gonna pan back. Checkmate and Ghost. Checkmate, you have kind of just been offered a hand from Ghost, and the 2 of you escape through one of the back windows from this kind of security room. As you make your way, Ghost looks to you and says, just keep your head down. I'm gonna try and not get their attention as we go to the car. So this is not a good situation that we're getting ourselves into.
No, not at all.
Okay. And Ghost again pulls out their agent and sends a message in all caps that just says, it's a trap. Is Ghost
Get anything?
confused? I hope so. Back at the van, all of your agents kind of start going off and chiming to you, saying, message. Where you see the displayed text from Ghost.
Everybody stay calm. I know we don't have experience with this. Something's wrong. Just,
What's wrong?
it says that this is a trap.
We don't have your agent?
Broke it on the fall.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
Fuck. It's fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. Hal, you're the one who made the deal. Do you know who you need to talk to? Maybe this is Maelstrom again?
Hear banging on one of the doors
It's not a trap. It can't be a trap. I'll talk.
You want to go out first?
Yep. And they put their sniper rifle down and like pull their medical badge like out closer, like make sure that it can be seen on their on like their breast pocket. And with a lot of extra anxious movement right before they go, and they slide the door open with one kind of like jarred, wide open look at Red right before they pull the door open.
I think Red like just reaches out and like squeezes your shoulder and like gives you like a look like you're good. Like you're good.
It's not a trap. It's not a trap. Not a trap.
You grab onto the door. As you slide it open, instead of the appearance of whoever's on the other side, our camera has cut to Checkmate and Ghost continuously moving as fast as they can towards Badger's vehicle. Checkmate, you can go ahead and roll me a stealth check, please.
Of course. Hopefully the dice are taking mercy on me.
That is a 2 altogether.
Great. Great.
As you get to the car, Ghost looks at you and says, "Can you drive?"
Yeah, I know how to drive a little bit.
Okay, let's get. And as Ghost is about to say something, you hear the sound of a gunshot go off as it hits the center of the window of the car. Kind of, you see that large crack going down as a hole is now pierced through Badger's car's window.
I look at Ghost. Fuck.
Get in the car!
Yeah, run.
Ghost slides over the hood and crawls into the passenger seat.
Do I just hit drive land vehicle?
Yep.
I have.
That's 18. You kick this baby into gear, and as you're driving, you start driving forward. Do you drive past the garage just to go straight, or do you do a U-turn, kind of crank around?
I think I might do a UE.
Yeah, you do a U, and as you drive forward to take a UE, you see standing atop that garage, bleeding down part of their face, is Valkyrie, just taking basically pot shots at you. One eye closed. No scope.
Oh, fuck. That must be the sniper. Just head down.
Okay. Another shot rings out, smashing in the back window as you start to drive. You can hear the revving of engines coming from the garage. As you start to see that big, kind of lifted 4x4 truck start to just wheel out of the garage.
Okay. If we get out of this, Badger can't kill us because we've saved him. So
Yep.
we just have to focus on driving.
Okay, and we've saved his car.
Yes. This is better than the alternative.
True. Okay, let's go. And what maneuvers do you do as you drive out of there?
I think Checkmate is a very simple and straightforward type of person, but they're like used to running and gunning. That's a lot of their like survival skills. So I think it is a mix of kind of waiting to the last moment to hit a turn when no one's expecting it. It's hitting an extra straightaway. They know the city well, and it's taking advantage of, I think, their local knowledge.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and roll me one more drive check, please.
All right, dice. Look at me. Even better, thank you.
Hey.
That's a success, a 19. You are cranking around these corners. Whoever is driving the van behind you is definitely not as experienced as either you or Badger or Red, as sometimes they kind of stop and lurch And you can see the people inside kind of rocking back and forth as they back up slightly and start to chase you down
Can I-
another street. Yes.
You suddenly remember that one time back at the warehouse where Badger said, "Yeah, I just installed Spike Strip in the car."
Yes, I do remember this actually. Do you think he'd be mad if we dropped the spike strip?
No, I think it'd be madder if we get this thing to him in pieces.
You're right. Drop it.
All right, and there's a big button, I'm assuming, that says spike strip.
Yep.
Just slams it with his fist, a large spike strip. As that kind of pops up, we quickly shift screens back as how you open that van door. And standing outside, pointing these assault weaponry towards you, you see about 5 armed guards. Dressed in black, heavily armored, but standing in the center, very pleased look on his face. You see Mr. Sunshine, a little quirk of a smile. It goes up a little higher on one side, the sharpened teeth in his mouth, the completely red out eyes. He says, "It is so good to see you." You see the slightly lighter parts of red, that's kind of his iris, flick up towards red. Red.
Seriously.
You should have expected me at some time.
How long has it been?
I don't know. 15, 20. Who's counting the years besides me?
I'm sorry. Who are you? And I'll step out next to Hal.
See, Mr. Sunshine looks over to you, Lavender, and says, "I'm Mr. Sunshine, at your service."
Well, Mr. Sunshine, at our service, can you not screw us over?
Oh, I'm not screwing you over, no. You're still getting paid. But I'm here to take what I need from this exchange.
Are the guns really necessary?
Oh, yes, they are. So you don't try anything.
So as everybody's coming out from the back, can I, while I'm on my way out, can I check out what the boxes, what the cargo is in the truck?
You look back and you see, there's numerous kind of boxes that are stacked back here. And they're all these kind of cardboard, recycled cardboard boxes. And you look inside and it looks to be just those kind of like packing peanuts that are inside.
The biodegradable ones, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of reach your hand in like a little quick inspection. There's nothing. There's nothing inside the packing peanuts.
You wanted the van, take the van. We can be on foot. We'll be out of your hair. Just...
I expect most of you to be out of my hair, yes. But you. We have a score to settle.
What is going
That wasn't-
on?
That wasn't the deal. We got you the truck, we got you the cargo. You give us the credits and we go on our way, and I'll see you at our next meeting.
There is that wicked smile that appears on his face, and he says, "You still don't understand how."
Understand
I,
what?
I don't understand either.
This,
I'm not getting this.
Lavender, right?
Yeah,
You
obviously you know who I am.
you've got a lot of confidence for the amount of talent that you carry.
I feel like that was a compliment and it's a little lost. Thank you.
I see how hard you're trying as a failing musician, but it's okay. You'll soon fade into obscurity without any.
I'm sorry.
Pain.
You called me a failing. You think I'm a failing musician?
Yes, have you seen your sales? How you're doing? It's a downturn. Didn't think I'd not look you up before I did this.
Lavender's gonna kind of like spin around and face Hal. Are we being double crossed? Can I shoot this person?
We're not being double crossed yet.
I
You're supposed
hate
to be
him.
a man.
I hate that person.
He's a man of his word, right? You'll give us our credits and you'll let us go.
Oh yes, don't worry, I will.
There's
And
a bunch of boxes filled with nothing in the back. What's going on? I
Good
out loud say
observation.
that.
that is a excellent observation, Badger. You know, it's interesting to see this latest acquisition of found family that you have. You know that after a while, you're just gonna be another box in the corner. Just your name scrawled on the side with everything inside.
Me?
Mm.
He's trying to neg you, trying to really. I don't know if it's flirting or if it's just like
Should I flirt back?
dispassionate hatred. Can't read him like at all.
I don't need you to read me. I've already read all of you.
Yeah, poorly.
You don't need to do this, okay? I'll go with you.
Wait, what? This is what's happening?
What?
No. As
You
leader
guys
of this group, you are not going anywhere. We need you.
And that was not part of our plan.
No,
Our
it's not part of
contract.
your plan, but it was part of mine. And I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for helping this come to fruition. How? You know, maybe if you actually attempted to talk to your friends and your allies, you wouldn't have fallen for all this. But of course, your grief has driven you into solitude, but I carry similar. However, I actually know how to use it.
What is he talking about, Red?
You know nothing about them.
I know enough.
Let them go.
Oh, I'd be happy to. And
Red pushes past the two of you and gets out of the car. Please.
Red, as you push past them, we are going to cut back to you, Checkmate. Checkmate, you're driving, you see that Ghost slams on the spike strip, them popping up, the large truck rolling over, skidding and crashing into the side of an apartment. You see the people try to come out, take a few more shots at the two of you, but you scream around one of the corners. And as you find that you're no longer followed, you hear something from inside the car that says, "Tracker detected."
Tracker detected?
What tracker? Did they put a tracker?
When would they have had the chance?
I don't know. Maybe they found the car and maybe they put it here. You see?
Can you grab the tracker for me? Can you take the wheel for a second?
Sure. Yeah. I'll take the wheel. And Ghost leans over, grabs the wheel.
Can I do some sort of interface thing to figure it out?
Of course.
Beautiful. I swear, if this is what I think it is, ooh, my rage will have no bounds. Oh my god. How?
What's a -5? So you are looking for this bug, kind of going through the vehicle itself, trying to find it. Maybe it's on the outside. You're not able to find exactly what it is. And you hear this occasional chime of "bug detected. Bug detected." Where is it?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you'll have a better shot. I can't find it. I'll take the wheel back. And I almost snatch the wheel to the point that we have a quick swerve almost into oncoming traffic, but we managed to right it real quick.
Swerve back in, and Ghost is going to attempt to search around using conceal reveal object. Only rolled an 8, unfortunately. Says, I can't find it either.
It's- They're probably expecting us now.
Fuck. No one's messaged me either.
All right. Been here before. Just, we got this. And like, I think Checkmate is shaking, like, as they're trying to steer. We know the meeting point. If we park like a block away, maybe we can at least have the element of surprise.
Okay.
Maybe.
And you continue driving. You're only a few more blocks away at this point, where we cut back to the others. Red, you step out of the van with Mr. Sunshine. And he looks down at you and says, it is... Where's your new little friend? Your new puppy? Since I was replaced. Where is he?
Don't worry about it, okay?
Sad. I wanted to have them watch.
You haven't learned a fucking thing.
I have learned quite a bit, Red. I've learned to wisen up and how futile it is to truly love you. Because you can't love anyone, can you? You couldn't love me. That's okay. I've waited a long time in your shadow, but I've been able to make my own light without you. Now I'm brighter than ever. I'll make sure to bring the darkness back to you. And you all see Mr. Sunshine reaching to his side to pull out a pistol. It's kind of the slow motion.
I would like to shoot first.
Skillful! All right. I would like all of you who would like to shoot to roll initiative, please.
All right. That's the thing that's always in front of me, but I never see it. Combat.
Is that a dex or reflexes?
I think that is dexterity, if I'm not mistaken. Love that you can't roll initiative without
Tokens.
having a token. Love it. Stunning. Let me just
Can't you just do a
double
reflex roll?
check.
Is it reflexes or dex?
It is
Reflex.
reflex, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's easier.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I have rolled my little side part here. Lavender.
I gotta figure out where reflex is.
It's on the main page there.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
14. Badger, are you doing anything in this moment?
I'm hopping back in the truck.
Get back in
You-
that driver's seat.
Get back inside. And unfortunately, the gun comes up a little bit too quick. As we pan back to Checkmate and Ghost. The two of you pull up the car a block away. You get out of the car. And as you're running about half a block away, you hear a gunshot ring out.
Can I use athletics to just run as fast as I can?
Go ahead.
I think subtlety is dead here. This is checkmate is freaking out.
Ghost starts running as well. There's nervous sweat on their brow. And they just start sprinting as fast as they can. Kind of almost a little bit lagging behind you as you're running forward. You might want to switch the music slightly here, Fabian, up to you. As we pan back to the three of you. Go ahead.
I think in the moments before,
Yeah.
Red can't answer. Mr. Sunshine doesn't meet his eyes, doesn't meet his gaze. Just stares at the three of you. Kind of gives an approving look to Badger as you shift into the seat. And looks to Hal. Hey. Look at me. This is not your fault. Don't die here. It is not worth it if he is giving you a chance. Lavender. If he is giving you a chance to leave, you leave.
All right, boss.
That's the job. That's the job. Go home, do what you need to do, get the fuck out of here. I'll follow or I won't. Just go.
Roger, roger.
We hear that shot ring out. And as we pan back, the three of you stand there surrounded by these guards, Mr. Sunshine's gun smoking, and Red on the pavement. Mr. Sunshine looks up and says, "Do you really want to do this? We can do this."
Scalpel.
I mean, Hal, what? I look at you. It's just you and I. We got Badger in the front seat of the car. Red on the ground. What do your eyes say?
Emotion is not something that Hal wears on their face. But in this moment, there is a rage that shines through so clearly out of their body that it looks like they're glowing. It looks like they are consumed by it, like they are a sun dying and falling in on itself. And you can see the tiniest glint of a scalpel clutched in between their fingers as they take one protective step over Red's body and give you the tiniest little nod.
Out loud. My music is fucking awesome. And I would like, do I get to go? I had a decent initiative.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like above the table to let you know there are a little over a dozen armed guards here.
Good. Good. Well, like I said, I'm just gonna go and throw my tear gas grenade.
Amazing. So you toss your tear gas grenade on the ground. It explodes. Those of you in the area, please make me a resist torture check, please. It's a
I know what I'm
DC
doing.
13. For those of you who aren't masked.
I'm in the car in the driver's seat, so do I have to?
You're okay for now. Unfortunately, both of you get that blowback from this tear gas being released. You have to close your eyes, stream of tears running, as with your eyes closed, you just hear this deep, satisfied chuckle. Badger, you see that the car currently blocking in front of you pulls into the alley, allowing you to leave if you choose.
I'm gonna do a 3 3-point turn, hitting who I can in the front, then back up a little bit to hit a few more and kind of open a way for Lavender and Hal to get into the back.
I mean, if I have movement, can I use any of it to kind of? I want to grab Red and I want to drag him into this van. Like that's.
You grab Red. You can drag her up into the van. At this point, both Ghost and Checkmate, you round the corner and you see this kind of smoke rising up and what sounds like just footsteps of about a dozen or more people who are kind of vacating from this area. You see a few of them get hit by the same van with a large dent now in the top that you currently see, that kind of a misty image of Badger driving. But it seems like the enemies are kind of dispersing right now, hiding back into the various crevices, cracks, climbing up the walls, back into these apartment buildings. Like little rats kind of scurrying away.
Yeah, Hal is also going, like, there's a moment where I think right before the tear gas canister goes off, they throw their scalpel with as much accuracy as they can, not imagining that a thrown scalpel will be doing too much damage, but mostly as a fuck you.
Love it. Why don't you go ahead and roll me? Is there... I swear to God, there's a throwing skill.
Yeah, there's a thrown athletics.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me that, please.
Could I use my that fancy science anatomy
Go ahead.
and add that?
Yeah, if you want to
Cool.
roll that first, and then...
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay. Let's see. Where are you, science anatomy? There you are. Oh, roll that.
I think in just everything that's going on, the chaos, you're not too sure where. You can barely see, with tears running down your face, you can barely see where Mr. Sunshine is, and you throw your scalpel. You can go ahead and roll me the throwing check. You will have a -2 to this.
Okay.
The scalpel kind of careens through the air, and you hear what sounds like it piercing skin. And you kind of tune in to maybe the sounds that are around, what sounds like almost maybe rain or something wet falling on the pavement. Checkmate. You see this chaotic storm in front of you. Badger trying to get out of there. And Ghost saying, "What the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck?" as he's running beside you.
Okay, they're getting away. They're getting away. We'll get back to the car. I'll send a message on Agent, let him know that we'll meet him back at base. Maybe everything's okay. Maybe they got away. They must have got away.
Okay. With Badger doing the 3-point turn, Badger would be coming towards you. Do you want to wait to get in the vehicle, or do you want to just head back to Badger's car?
I think riding this sort of moment of blind optimism, Checkmate is going to try to get back to Badger's car. Because, look, things were rough, but at least we got Badger's car back in mostly one piece.
Ghost is trusting you on this one. They're okay. Everything's fine. It's okay. Let's get in the car. And the two of you, Badger, you can see both Checkmate and Ghost have been running up, and then they kind of turn around, running back towards you. See your car, shattered front, back window, a few kind of bullet scrapes on the side. But in one piece.
I don't really mind it. I
Okay.
just continue driving.
and both Lavender and Hal, you've loaded up Red into the back.
Hal is
Way.
like on top of Red, basically triaging. I don't know, depending on where she was shot, I think doesn't even matter if she's gone. Hal is working, and they are working frantically and frenetically, and I think like there's a moment where they are just under their breath going through like they're like first dorsal enteriosis, extensor digitorum, extensor corporal ulnaris, and they're just like going through every single like bone and muscle in the body as they're like figuring out exactly what the damage is here, and they are like they're full triage, like, and I don't even think there's like anything really happening with them yet until like as they're working, right? Like they've got gauze, they've got a second scalpel that they pull out right next to where the first one is, right? And they are like working, and I don't think they even realize what's happening until like they see their hands trembling and like tears start to fall off of their cheeks onto their hands as they are frantically working in the back of this truck.
I think Lavender is sitting next to you, next to Red, in shock, not saying anything, not helping, just sitting there in silence, kind of like that wide-eyed, unblinking.
I make a call on my agent, and I call over to Checkmate. And I ask, are you following? We're headed back. Are you on speaker? Are you
Yeah, we're following behind. We're on the way. Everything okay? I heard a shot ring out.
How's the car?
Got a couple of shots in it. A sniper tried to hit us, but we got away. It's a little
Okay.
banged up. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Red's been shot.
Drive faster, Badger! I need my equipment!
I'm driving as fast as I can. Red's been shot. Just
Is that
get.
on speakerphone?
Yeah.
Just get. We'll see you at the hideout.
Badger? You hear Ghost's voice over the phone. What do you mean Red's been shot? Badger, what do you mean Red's been shot?
Bang bang pew pew. She's been shot.
Is she okay?
And I end the call. And I think Hal, or at least maybe just Lavender, noticed that like Badger's starting to wipe tears too, as he's just driving the car.
Can I make a sort of roll to...
What would you like to do?
I don't know what it would be, but to be able to read into the subtext of all of that and know that it's not going well.
Make me a human perception check, please.
Yeah.
You've received no messages from anybody. There was a shot, not Red's gotten back to you, and then Badger is shaky at best.
17. Things are not well based on the lack of clarity that Badger has given you. And I think the sound of his voice, whatever has happened to Red, is not good.
Can I add some pain?
Please.
You could hear Hal's voice in the background when they yelled at Badger, and you've only heard them sound like that once before,
I figured. I was thinking about that.
on the day Ash died. that same panic is in their voice.
I think with that, I think you see Checkmate sort of stiffen up a little bit. Ghost,
What?
I need you to breathe with me. Things don't sound like they're going well, and I need you to understand no matter what happens, you cannot blame yourself for what happened here tonight. I need you to understand you cannot blame yourself.
What happened to Red?
I'm hoping that maybe Badger just sounds a little bit inexperienced on the phone, but does not sound good. And I need you to... And I think I offer a hand of support while driving with my left. Unfortunately, this is my my own mechanical hand, the one that maybe I kind of lost in an incident at some point in my life. But I think I offer it. Just while you're stressed, squeeze this as much as you need to. We're almost to the base. Let's just hope everything's okay.
Ghost clasps your hand tightly, nearly kind of bending into the metal.
You guys are noticing, you know that Badger is quite a skilled driver, but the truck is kind of swaying a little bit.
Badger, I need you to keep your hand steady. Please.
Badger looks back, his bawling. I can't. I can't.
It's okay. You're doing great.
It's not happening again. It's not happening again.
You've got this. You have this. Badger, we need you to get us back. Hal isn't with us right now, and Red is also not. And Lavender's just kind of look over. Is catatonic a good word to describe Hal's expression, if there is any?
I think it's actually the complete opposite. You've never seen this much emotion on their face. They are working. You have no idea what the hell they're doing, but they are not stopping. They haven't stopped. There is nothing about them that is still. They are pulling random shit out of their bag, and they are you don't even know at this point. But they are working, and they haven't stopped, and they haven't brought their face up from the wound that is on Red.
We need to get Hal back. Checkmate right away, and
They're right
keep
behind.
driving, Badger.
They're right behind.
I know. I know. Just keep
Badger
driving.
starts kind of itching and starts to take off the top part of the kind of overalls, and you hear the Velcro from the light armor jack be taken off. He just chucks it at the passenger seat. Okay, we're gonna get back. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
Everything will be okay. And I'm gonna walk, Lavender will kind of walk from the front, kind of huddled over, hand on Badger, and then back to kind of just watch Hal. I'm not interfering in that. That's not. I can't fight that battle, and I can't even step onto that battlefield with them.
With Hal, you working on Red, there are potentially memories and feelings. Potentially, maybe this is what happened. This is what Checkmate went through as well. As you would kind of felt just too late, almost as if whatever energy that was left in Red kind of slipped through your fingers.
No. Red. Pulmonary. Red, come back. Come on. I'm not too late this time. Too late. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't make me fucking yell at you back here. I said, come on.
Al, I don't think there's anything for you to do.
Don't. I can do this. I can do this. Red?
What?
Red, come on. Come on. And despite every logical point, despite everything in their years and years and years of training that tells them that this is a lost cause, they don't stop. They can't stop.
I think the rest of the ride is filled with the murmurings of Hal. As you arrive, Checkmate, you and Ghost are there already as you see the van there. Ghost has not let go of your hand. Ghost exited through the driver's side with you and has not let you go. As their faces paled, you can see eyes sparkling, chest heaving, as the van arrives. The rest of you inside the van see Ghost and Checkmate standing outside.
I'll open the door. Get out first and then... Al, you want some help?
Renee, my cryosystems operation is upstairs. I need you to get it for me now.
I immediately, I look at you and I need someone to support Ghost. I can run and grab it.
Yeah, I can be a support.
I just almost hand Ghost off, and I immediately run upstairs to grab everything Hal needs. I think I actually know it well.
You see that you take kind of Ghost's hand, and Ghost is immediately pressing forward towards the van. Red?
We're gonna wait a few minutes.
Red?
Just a few more minutes, okay?
Red!
No.
Just
no,
pulling
please.
you along and gets to the edge of the van.
I'll pull back as much as I can, but I can't stop you.
Ghost looks down at you, Hal. Just
Hal will not look up.
The tears that were threatening to spill start running down their face as he looks at you with a rage, Lavender, and says, "This is your fucking fault!
No, it's
You
not.
listen to this!"
No.
Pulls his hand away, or at least tries to.
I'm gonna hold on if I can.
You keep that grip. It turns back to you. The clenching in his throat you can hear, and he turns to you, Hal, and says, "What the fuck did you do?
I didn't.
What did you get us into?"
Shut up! I'm trying to save her life!
It's gone. She's fucking gone.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. And
At this
Ghost-
point,
yeah, go ahead.
I think you hear the driver's side door open, and some light shuffling towards the scene. And as Ghost is freaking out, he feels a kind of like a hand on his shoulder, and he feels an embrace from Badger, who seems very, very just over.
Checkmate, you've quickly run upstairs, grabbing the cryo equipment, kind of running back down, and you can hear all this going on outside. You arrive to see Badger come up, hugging, embracing Ghost from behind. And Ghost is just kind of trying to push you away, trying to say, no, this can't be happening. So you're kind of holding on. And Ghost's fight to kind of push you all away is slowly waning.
I mean, bit by bit, I'll let go.
I think as I get down there, Ghost, one last thing. Let's try one last thing. I want you to trust me. Let us try one more thing. And then we'll give you all the time you need, but let us try this. Before you give up, let us try this.
I think Ghost is kind of speechless at this point, and you kind of maintaining grip. Badger has kind of kept Ghost grounded as he grabs onto you and just buries his face in your neck. You can feel the heaving of his chest.
I think it's reciprocated. I think it's in tandem.
Renee,
Holy
I need
fuck.
that now.
Yeah.
What are you two going to do?
I think I immediately give you all the stuff you need. What do you need me to do?
And Hal starts like popping open. Their fingers are shaking a little bit. I imagine coated at this point in blood so that these golden light tattoos of their own skeleton are now like smeared with this red blood. And they like flip open the latch for their cryosystem operation, the last go of it. And there's a moment where they look up at you, the first time that they've looked up and away from Red. Checkmate, as they meet your gaze. Can't do this again. I can't do this again. It's gonna do this again.
Do what you can. And I think there's a look that is so conflicted and torn, but ultimately they just give you a nod of absolute belief in this instance.
Hal tries.
How you try. But you try your best, trying to secure Red again, trying to bring her back. She's unfortunately gone, leaving the 5 of you.
I think there's a moment where Hal had been shaking. They had been moving, like pulling tubes out, right? Like these systems, these small cuts, right? And they had been crying, like the tears coming down their face. And then there's a moment somewhere, like it's like they're in the middle of something. And they go completely still. Like they finally stop moving, hovering above Red in the middle of attaching 2 differently like braided cords to this operation system. And their fingers just kind of still above Red's chest. And their whole face kind of drains of color, goes completely still.
Angel,
Because
you did what you could.
she was dead before she hit the concrete.
I had a feeling. The only thing we can do is give Ghost time. Let him grieve how he needs to.
If we look over at Ghost and Badger, how are they doing?
Ghost is clinging to you, Badger, for dear life. Like you're kind of like the anchor currently for them in this moment.
I think during the stillness of the moment, Badger would have tried to pull Ghost away to a seat, grab like some of the cookies from earlier that night, and kind of pass some to Ghost.
Ghost kind of sits back and accepts the cookies and nods and says, "Thank you."
Anytime. Anytime.
He slowly puts it in his mouth. And I think we kind of dim on the scene before we spark up a bit later. Be inside. Esther has brought various cookies, hot chocolate, coffee, just blankets that she has to comfort all of
Warm
you.
blankets.
It's right in the dryer, right out on top of you all in her lovely, very old, kind of older lady centric kind of living room. Everything's very plush and comfortable. These old stylings of couches with these very gaudy prints on them. Almost this like red and brownish color. The walls painted in this dark kind of forest green, little doilies hanging up and around on the walls with some paintings and pictures. Various family that potentially Esther had in the past. And as you all sit, each of you, except for Hal, get a chime on your agent. A message from Red. And that is where we're going to take a little bit of a break, folks. We'll be back after our break here. Make sure to get up, take care of yourselves, get some water. And we'll find out what these messages say after our break. Thank you all for being here, and we'll see you soon. Hello, and welcome back, everyone, to Cyberpunk Red Shattered Dawn. We've just had some terrible news. But as everyone sits in the lower level inside Esther's home, each of you, besides Hal, kind of hear their agents, contact them to reach out. And each of you has a message from Red.
I just got a message from Red. I don't know.
What do you mean? You're...
Like my, sorry, I don't want to make this weirder or worse.
No, And Ghost takes out his agent and looks down and says, I've got one too.
Oh. Huh. Anybody else?
Same.
Hal? Oh no, you broke your agent.
We don't know that
How-
yet.
Oh, they told me that like they fell on it when they crashed into the car
Yeah.
or into the van or on top of the van.
Hal,
So that's what I know.
You hear in your head, it almost sounds like something booting back up and trying to like reconnect. And you hear that little voice of your agent again, your internal agent there, and says,
Oh, hi. Oh gosh, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden there's just nothingness for the longest time, and I finally found my way back. Hello, Hal. Are you okay? I sense stress.
Can you get my BioLink monitor up and running and check my messages?
Of course. BioLink syncing. You have one new message from Red.
I have one too.
Oh. I mean, I could play mine out loud. I don't have anything to like hide that you all don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want to make it weird. I'm trying to be like, you know, where like my thoughts are considered to your thoughts.
I appreciate. I think we all appreciate that. Lavender, you can. You see, Ghost like reaches out a hand towards you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll take the hand,
You
and then
take. He squeezes comfortingly.
Thanks. I'm sorry. I really
I'm sorry too. I'm sorry that I yelled at you. It's not.
I would have yelled at me.
You tried your best, Lavender. That's all. That's all Red wanted.
Yeah. And I'll press play.
Hey. I know you aren't ready to admit that this hurts. You're not ready to see the flaws in your facade, but sometimes we all have to rise to be ready when the moment comes. And now is your moment. Don't be afraid to be who you truly are. The greatest kings have nothing to prove, wielding grace and humility in equal measure. Dig deep and never forget, you are here for a reason.
And I think that's the first time since Red's passing that Lavender starts to cry.
Ghost moves over to you, goes squeezing beside you on the couch, and just envelops you in his arms.
I really tried.
I know. I know you did. You did good.
I'll do better. I know I will now. Oh, I think I have allergies or something. It's dusty or, you know.
There's no shame in having to cry.
Oh. Yeah, I'm just not used to doing it in front of people.
It's okay if you need a second. Get some more.
Thank you.
I'll play mine next.
Jack, I know you. You are the heart that keeps on beating, even when it hurts. Take some time to forgive yourself. Try to forgive Hal, okay? You two are always so strong together. And even though Ash is irreplaceable, there will always be the glue that holds you together. Remember, as long as you keep them in your heart, they are never really gone. And neither am I.
I think Jack kind of looks down for a while and only locks eyes with Hal if she'll meet him. And there is, once again, I think so much conflicting looks, like torn between anger, rage, and heartbreak, and maybe even longing for something else. And then I think Czech just deep breath, sort of nods and lets a few tears begin to fall. And like you just see them slowly add that to their cyber suite.
I think Ghost will play theirs next.
Hey. A wise man once said, I feel too young to hold on, much too old to break free and run, too deaf, dumb, and blind to see the damage I've done, and I realize that's been me. Thank you for loving me exactly as I am, for understanding my heart, and for giving me the chance to finally say I love you. I cannot wait to dance in the code with you forever.
I think Ghost is just sunk back in the couch, just both hands over their face. You can see kind of tears leaking out from a very kind of poor seal that they've tried to make around them.
Wrap a couple of those blankets over top of you that have been warmed, and it'll be like a super good warm blanket hug.
You see that he kind of brings you underneath the blankets too. Just the two of you kind of cuddle on the couch, sobbing.
Wiping my face on the blankets.
I think Badger thinks about playing the message, but feels sick and starts heaving. He runs out of the warehouse and he starts heaving and just throwing up. He starts to cry again. And instead of playing the message, he walks calmly to the car and starts playing music. Reclines the chair and just like sits there, just staring at the ceiling, staring at his agent. After a few more minutes, he kills the music and then he plays the message.
No, Badger. I see so much of myself in you. Don't let this world harden you too much. Trust your instincts and find the people who truly care for you. People may underestimate you, but I see what lies beneath. You have so much love and so much wisdom to give. Never dull your shine for anyone, for only light can help overcome the darkness we all have within.
I think his agent just slips out of his hands and just he just takes like a spare headrest in the back seat and just like cries into it.
Hal's gaze flicks upward and toward the door where Badger had gone. And I think without really saying anything, they stand up. And they stand up and pause right in front of Checkmate. And look down at them for half a second. We should talk.
Now?
Give me a second. Meet you outside.
Yeah.
And they take one step out of the house, but before they get into the car with Badger, they pause, lean their back against the door, press the side of their temple, draw it upward into their hairline, and play the message.
Oh, I wish I could heal your wounds, Hal. Wash your hands of the dirt, the bloody broken fingernails from clawing your way out of this hole alone. My last wish is that you honor the memories you, Check, and Ash made, instead of meditating on the final one you missed. The wall you have built around your heart needs to come down, and your family will be waiting for you when it's done. Never forget, you are so loved.
You are too, Red. And I think Hal lifts their hand up. And though they had washed them, I think there's still a little bit of that dried blood caked into the creases of their fingers where the work was done. And they almost twist their hand over the moon so that it creates a shadow, and they grasp and pull down toward themselves.
think as some of you have split off, you see that Esther, those of you who remain inside the home, kind of brings more various goodies. She sets them down on the table and looks up to you and says, "I'm so sorry. Love everything that's happened."
Thanks. Yeah, things are, I don't know what everything's gonna be like now.
Well, you can either, I guess, lay down and take this and move on, or deal with the problem head on.
Yeah, I mean, you make it sound like it's simple, but it's kind of complicated.
Well, how is it complicated? You find them and you kill them, right?
Yeah, but like, how do we? We have to kind of first resolve the group morale, because we have to kind of come together. And I mean, revenge is a really good morale. I love revenge, but is that the right one? Don't
No.
answer. I don't want to ask you about
Well,
revenge. That
you
seems.
asked a question, so I'm fine with answering it. I say if someone fucks with you and your crew, you hit them back 10 times harder.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
No, with things like this. And Esther kind of brings up her arms, and you see basically these blades kind of pop out. It says, mantis arms. Just cut them to pieces.
Yeah. Remind me not to mess with you. And as he says that, he's gonna I'm gonna stand and take a one plate and start to pile it on with all of the desserts. So with that being said, I'm just gonna head back to our place and just boost morale. I think, yeah, I think we're gonna fuck some shit up.
Of course. Oh, if you need these at all, I saved some from years ago. And you see Esther kind of wander off and then grab a little shoebox and hand it to you.
Is this old food?
No, no, it's the photographs.
Oh, I didn't recognize what this box was. It was really old. He'll open it.
You see pictures of a younger looking Esther inside, but more importantly, a younger looking Red beside another individual, kind of very short, cropped black hair, kind of this slightly tan skin. You see they have a bit of a crooked smile on their face, one little fang kind of poking out. As the three of them are photos in a few places. There's not a lot of pictures of him. There's lots of pictures of Red, looking very awkward, standing and posing next to various things within Night City. Next to a hideout that they just took, next to a cache of various supplies that they grabbed. Just kind of these proud moments of maybe just earlier parts of Red before Red took up mantle as a leader.
Mister, this is... And Lavender will sit down again and start to kind of eat and talk. What do you know about Mr. Sunshine?
Who's Mr. Sunshine?
This weird one here. With little, it would almost be a cute snaggletooth, but you know that they're just kind of a shitbag, so it removes...
Jonathan. Yes.
Jonathan.
I know about Jonathan. I used to mentor Jonathan when I mentored Red.
Tell me more about that.
Well, You see Esther kind of sits down and puts a cookie in her own mouth and says, I have a lot of regrets in my life, and I think one was not paying enough attention to Jonathan. But Red flourished greatly. And I think Jonathan had a thing for Red, but I didn't pay that much attention, to be honest.
Okay. So Jonathan's just a jealous baby?
Was he the one that did this?
I don't know if that's for me to say, but yeah.
Oh, that motherfucker. And you see that Esther gets back to face like, I'm gonna find what information I can. And you see Esther kind of click something on each of her legs, and they kind of spring out. You see these almost kind of skates as she grows about a foot taller, as she skids towards a window and just flies out and just starts running down the street. Full cybered out.
Talk to you later, I guess. Kind of look at this photo again. Jonathan. Oh, I'll put it in the box and walk away with my platter of cookies and some clues.
Badger, as you're sitting in your car, agent to the side, sobbing, you hear your car, but meekly, say, Bug found. Bug found.
I sit up, and I will flip on my jammer.
Yeah, you flip on your jammer and bug, as it kind of fizzles out. You hear almost this like hissing from just behind the driver's side seat.
I check it out.
Yeah, you look back there and you see wrapped up in what looks to be like a gum wrapper, this little bug.
This
And
bitch.
as you kind of look down to it, you realize that it was on a kind of a delayed timer. That's why it didn't catch at first to turn on.
I snap it in half. Fuck.
You hear a knock at your window.
I look.
You see a little smiling face of Budgie.
I
Kind of
roll.
waving.
I roll the window down.
Hi.
As they come near, I punch him in the face.
Budgie reels back on the skates and just holds her face and says, why'd you do that?
And I hold up the tracker.
Oh, you found it. I'm glad. I just want to make sure you're safe. And also to find you again. Hi.
Drop it on the floor. I step on it.
Okay, that's mean. You look really awful right now. Are you okay?
It's not the time, Budgie.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. That,
What do you want?
well, I wanted to ask you a question, but now I see. Do you want to go out for like a smoothie or something? Or arcade games?
Gets in the car, starts the engine.
Perfect. And instead of hopping into the passenger seat, Budgie just dives through kind of the back window, and just rolls into the central kind of back seat before crawling up and sitting into the passenger seat with you.
Alright. I text the rest of the crew going out. We're in the Glen, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna text them. Going to the Coyote. Wanna
I
come?
got text back to be safe.
Yeah, but like you get an invitation as well. It's like, wanna come? ?
I'll wait to see if anyone else answers before I answer.
Yeah. Boosting morale.
I think Ghost, you see, is like on the fence about going, but I think as soon as you agree to go, Lavender, Ghost is like, yeah, that might be, that'll be good, yeah. And Ghost just sends back a thumbs up.
I think Hal had been outside already. And you can actually, like, they step out into the headlights of your car, do like a little head tip, and then like a tiny wave to kind of gesture that they're gonna let you go ahead. But they make eye contact with the other random person in the car for like half a second.
Budgie waves ecstatically at you. Just,
Hal blinks like twice, looks back at Badger, and then steps out of the way.
I guess they don't want to come.
Yeah,
That's fine.
just gonna wait for the others.
No problem.
I think I respond back to Ghost thumbs up. Like if you could immediately reply to like a message in the thread. That just says, have a drink for me. And I like send a couple of creds. And I also say, see if you can get one named after.
you see Ghost messages back, you got it. And then thank you afterwards. With a little heart. Lavender, you come out with Ghost, hopping into the back of Badger's car as the group of you drive away, leaving both Hal and Checkmate at the house.
Oh, nothing could go wrong there.
What are you two up to?
Hal waits outside for Checkmate.
I think, not to be difficult, is the roof accessible?
I would say, yeah, you can pretty easily climb up to the roof, yeah.
I think you get a message on your agent house saying, I'm on the roof. That's okay.
Hal doesn't reply, but after like 2.5 minutes, the roof exit door opens up. And Hal, dressed kind of like a shadow, comes out onto the roof and sits down quietly next to you.
I think 30 of the longest seconds you've ever imagined pass before mate says anything. I have so many things to say to you right now.
I know.
Let's start in descending. Was your agent, like, what happened to your agent?
I broke it before we left for the mission.
Okay. Cool.
Didn't activate my neural link until we got back home.
Fair. Don't think you probably would have believed me, but it's what I said anyway, before this happened.
No, I don't think I would have.
Do you blame yourself for what happened here tonight?
Haven't decided yet.
You shouldn't.
That's what Red said.
Was Red really ever wrong?
I wished she was sometimes.
I know. Same.
Is there more?
The engram.
Engram.
Ash. The copy. It knew me. It looked like our old house.
Fucking bastard.
Found it right after I sent that message that it was a trap. Went one layer deeper.
It was a trap.
Yeah.
And Ash was there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the engram?
Hal looks at you. Like for the first time, their eyes come back off the sky and slide toward you to look at you from the corner of their eyes. The engram wasn't what I was working on. Mr. Sunshine said that it was a necessary part of the process.
What was the problem?
I just wanted her back.
Think a 10 seconds. And I think you hear the telltale light of a cigarette. I know. We both do. Sure, Dita does. But it's, it's not the same thing.
Check the engram's not, but I've been trying to push it farther.
You can't make a new person out of old memory. How? It knew everything about past. It knew everything. That's not generating anything new. That's just regurgitating old memories. That's not how that works. There's no, unless you hit someone with Soul Killer, there's no way that works out.
But before there was Soul Killer, what if I could make something new?
You are one of the smartest people I know. And I mean this so nice when I say it. That is the
I know.
dumbest idea you've ever.
I know. I just...
What was the end game? Were you just going to walk back into our lives with Ash and say it's all fixed?
Yes? I don't know. It didn't matter after that point because then they'd be back.
The thing is, I would have known that it wasn't real. Dita would have known that it's not real. I understand chasing that bliss, but the second it would have been done, you would have also known that it wasn't right. Hell, if program was smart enough, Ash would even know that it wasn't right.
I'm not... The code, that's why I needed That's why I needed him. I know the bones. I know the flesh. I know the arteries. I know the inside. I know the brainstem. I know the ligaments. I know the joints. I know the blood. I know the bile. And I know that I couldn't even save Red.
Hey.
I felt her go.
I-
I couldn't do anything about it.
Not your fault. There's a lot of things that could have been done differently. If anyone had looked at their agent, if I had been a little bit faster, because I was right behind you. If I had... We can't... Look at me. We can't blame ourselves. We both know how that goes. Have you been miserable, Morning Ash? I fucking know I have.
How am I supposed to go? How am I supposed to keep going?
Well, I think we have more than enough evidence to know going in alone probably isn't the best venture. And I'm not even mad at you for the mission. I've been there. I understand that desperate need to do a little bit more when you feel like you're pushed to the wall, and that if you just can do this mission, it'll be okay. I've been there. You know I've been there. So how about this time we learn to grieve and mourn and move forward with friends and with people beside us? I think that's what Red would want.
Us. So you're gonna stop pretending that you're okay too?
Is it that obvious?
I hate it. It makes me so mad.
It's hard to look at you too and not feel so angry at myself for everything I did wrong for that day, for not listening to you.
And for the first time since Ash died, Hal says, "It's not your fault, Renee. I shouldn't have blamed you. I shouldn't. You tried. I know you tried."
Nothing that happened tonight is your fault. I need you to know. There was a million things that could have went right and a million things that could have went wrong, and I'm glad you're still alive, because that could have been anyone.
Me too. Because I need to make it right now.
Yeah.
We need to make it right.
Yeah. And one other thing. I don't know when I'm doing this, but in like a week or two, I was planning on having Dita and Rec over for dinner or something, and I really think it would be nice for you to see them both. I think it would be good to start moving forward on properly grieving Ash.
And you're gonna be mad if I say no? No, okay, I'm gonna go. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Proud of you. Do you want to go get some drinks? Join everyone else? Or do you want to sit here and just kind of feel a little bit sorry for yourself tonight? I won't judge you either way.
Will you stay with me?
Of course, Angel.
He still has them. Ash.
Oh,
And he took
oh,
Red, so we need to make him pay.
oh yeah. That I wasn't gonna let that one go on.
Checkmate, you mean?
I
I
think
think-
it's. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, you take it.
I think at this moment, all of your agents, including the two of you, you all get a little ding that to your account has been added 1,500 creds. And Hal, you get a little bonus of 500 that says, "Thank you for your flawless execution. We're done now."
I know I took a Hippocratic oath, but I'm gonna kill him.
As long as I can help.
I think with that, we pan away from the two of you on the roof and zoom in as we arrive to the Coyote. You see, it's kind of this din bar. There's this very, I would say, this red light that kind of hangs over the bar, and you see the dust particles kind of floating through the air. A green neon illumination backs the bar itself, and the strips along the bar table, various stools kind of illuminated in that bright green light. There's a lot of people who are currently in here playing games and such, and you do see that there are some arcade games that are currently there. Inside, behind the bar, you see what who everyone refers to as Mama Wells, kind of organizing things, making drinks for various people. And she gives you all a wave as you enter into the bar, and sitting on one of the bar stools next to another individual who seems to have a kind of a crew cut, shaved sides, lots of tattoos up her arms. But beside, you see Jackie Wells. Kind of this kind of larger built individual, leather jacket, top knot on his head. As he says, "All right, another round!" And both him and his friend beside him start cheersing with each other as the two of them are seeming to have a pretty good night. The group of you enter, and you see that Budgie excitedly, probably a bit too excited considering the mood of the three of you, kind of waves the group of you over and says, my other friends, they're just over here as well. We've actually kind of commandeered some of the machines in anticipation. I messaged them ahead of time.
Oh, you know more people here?
Yes, my friends.
I didn't think you had any.
Oh, why not? I've got a lot of friends. Quite a few,
I'm sure.
actually. Yeah, I can introduce you to all of them as well. And Ghost looks at you a bit awkwardly, just absolutely exhausted now emotionally.
Of course.
And you follow over, and Budgie introduces you to her friends, Boa, Bear, and Barracuda,
Oh, cute.
who all kind of in a sense kind of represent kind of the names that be given. And Bear kind of is almost this very teddy bear mask, and has these little bear ears that kind of twitch as well, as kind of flicking away some little dust particles, just little twitchy bear ears, as he gives a bit of a wave as you come up and say, "Oh, you, are you all Do you all need to sit down? We don't. And everyone else is like gone to play games, but Bear seems to be focused in on the three of you, seemingly kind of emotionally in tune already, seeing your faces, and says, "I'm so sorry about Budgie and their excitement. It's nice to meet you, Badger. We've heard a decent amount about you."
That's really weird. We just met.
We know. Budgie seemed very excited, especially since you had a B name.
Oh.
Badger, is this like... Do you really not know these folks? I feel like you'd fit right in with, Badger, Budgie, Bear. I'm digging it.
I drove Budgie one time the other day. Yeah. Look, honestly, we've had a rough night. And I thought this would be a good idea and a good distraction, but now that I'm here, I don't feel like it is.
No, that's extremely valid, and I know Budgie is gonna argue, but if you want to leave, I'll make sure that they stay here and don't come after you to try and bring you back.
No, it's fine.
Badger,
Yeah.
before you go, do you want to play one arcade game? There's this one game about it's just about feeding cats and petting cats, but it's a competition, so whoever has the most cats at their house wins. It's like a cozy game, 10 minutes, won't ever be longer than that.
Sure.
Yeah, I think this would be really good for what's that other B word? Bonding.
Ghost chimes in and says, "Is it 3-player or is it only 2-player?"
It's usually up to 4-player, but it depends on the arcade. Let's find out. Look for the giant cat sign.
Yeah, you see, I would say in the corner, you see this little cat sign. It has these little ears that mechanically twitch. You see there's 4 different screens that you all can go at, kind of sitting around in this little circle that you can play on these consoles. And what is this game called, Lavender?
Collecting cool cats.
Collecting cool cats. You see that emblazoned on the top, kind of around these 4 sides. As it's kind of cycling through these neon tubes, different colors kind of form. And the 3 of you take seats, and Bear says, "If you would like, I can grab you something to drink." On me, it is what I just want to make sure that you're all doing okay.
I mean, if it's on you, I'll take any drink that starts with a B.
All right.
Bisky.
Bisky.
Bisky. Yeah.
There's Broso.
I went with
Okay,
Bisky.
Beer
There's-
is right there, and I went with
I
Bisky.
know, but I was gonna let you have Bisky because it sounded great.
There is a Bisky drink that I can get you. It has it's kind of like what is it called?
That sounds heavy.
Tomato juice, like a clamato, but it has like stuff piled on top, and it's just some biscuits. It's a biscuit.
Dinner with a drink, yep.
Yeah, exactly. I will.
Like it's like 4 biscuits on top of something silly.
They're like the Red Lobster biscuits. TM.
Yes.
That's
So
heavy as
warm.
fuck.
I just want biscuits now.
Me too. But you see Bear go off to get you some biskies.
So the premise of the game is there's a bunch of cats that are gonna visit your little backyard, and you have to either feed them the food that they like, find cat toys that are really good for them, pet either their head, their back, or their belly, depending on the cat. But you might lose part of your hand, and once you run out of the hand that feeds, well then you lose, and hopefully I win.
This should be an actual game.
Nine Inch Nails start playing in the background. All right. We'll play collecting.
But it's meant to be soothing.
All right. So for this game, what do you think that you would try and use to try and win this competitive cat collecting game?
Cybertech.
That's pretty good.
I'm over here
Cybertech.
looking at like my awareness.
I think it's not going to be very good, but Ghost is going to attempt to use human perception. I'm kind of going through this. Ghost.
Oh wow.
You see Ghost is like, oh, this one looks like I can pet its stomach, and you hear a Wilhelm scream coming from the arcade machine as part of the character's hand just gets completely clawed.
It's still a soothing game though, I promise.
Oh god, it's so soothing. They have band-aids in this game.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to roll for this still.
Go ahead and roll me their Cybertech for you there,
17.
Badger. 17 is very good. Also ignore that one. Oh my god, Ghost is rolling garbage if they're continuing to roll. You can do concentration if you'd like. You can do human perception. I guess persuasion if you want to try and persuade the cats.
Let's do it. I like that one.
All right, we'll do persuasion. So 18, so
Nice.
17 and 18. So
It's really getting competitive.
it really is. I would say you kind of play for a while, kind of really getting into it. Ghost is not doing well. Is just trying his darndest. But the two of you get really into it, going head to head, and momentarily kind of sucked into this comfort game of collecting cats and bringing them into your home and keeping them warm and safe and comfortable. Eventually, Lavender, you just eke out just one more cat more in your home than Badger. You're taking
Because I
home
had
the
cat
win.
grass in my backyard.
You hear just like the celebratory meow, 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 meow.
Meow.
Badger
Wow.
is like visually frustrated.
That was a good game though. Thank you. I don't think I blinked that whole entire time. Oh my gosh. Oh, I kicked everybody's butt. I had all the cats.
Your biscuits are sitting next to you on little tables, kind of next to the arcade. Ghost has, I think, given you each an extra biscuit and is kind of munching away on one of his.
How are these biscuits still warm?
How do they still exist?
That's a question I don't even know where to begin.
I don't know either.
I'm
I
just
think-
happy we have them.
I think
Hey.
Badger interrupts a second. I'm real sorry we're going all through this.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we're going through this together.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us, Badger.
I wouldn't
Really-
really be here if not for Ghost and Red, so
Yeah. I'll hold my biscuit up without the bisky. I mean, to Red.
To Red.
and I raise my glasses, but I don't really drink because I'm driving.
It's not an alcoholic, so you're fine.
Okay, then I drink.
And you cheers biscuits and glass, eating and drinking in tandem. And Ghost comes over to you and says, I don't know what all happened in there, but I'm really glad you were there, Badger. Not that you had to see it, but I mean that, you know.
I didn't really do anything. And I think I look to Lavender and say, like, I hope you don't blame yourself for this.
I mean, I try not to outwardly, but you know, when I close my eyes, I think about all the things that I could have done differently, like at the beginning of the mission where I said very distinctly and really pronounced that nothing could go wrong, and Red laughed at me and said, don't fucking say that, and what did I say? Nothing could go wrong. But no, I don't really try to blame myself, like I said, not outwardly.
It's,
If there were prediction modules that you can install, then nothing ever would have gone wrong. Couldn't have thought that.
prediction modules?
I don't know. It's a concept.
Oh.
I mean, I believed you that it was a thing, and I get the premise, I do, I just... Making decisions, being responsible for everybody, trying to lead? I forgot that it could really cost a life. And I think I respect you all too much to feel comfortable with that again. Even you, Badger.
Can't pay me enough to do what you do.
Yeah, who else is going to take the lead here?
I mean, I am the most attractive of the bunch, and that's a really important factor.
Ghost looks like he's about to argue, but shuts his lips. No, not worth it. Let's let you have that one. Sure. I know we need to rally around. I don't know if we could do it as a group consensus, but Red held us all together so well. I don't know what I'm gonna do without her.
You're gonna keep going.
Lavender's gonna look at you for, like, help. Badger, like...
This isn't the first person I lost, so...
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's Night City. People lose people every day.
Yeah.
I just try not to make friends with anybody.
Ghost kind of puts an arm around you and says, I think that might be a little bit too late, Lavender, no matter how annoying and self-centered and egotistical and narcissistic sometimes you are.
Chris? Oh, me?
You.
What?
Yes, you. You are still a member of this team and a friend.
Thank you. I think it feels good to have friends, because failing alone, I don't think I could do that. Failing with friends, it's a little bit easier.
Also, you suck as a solo act. You were much better
Oh
as a
my
team.
god! I'm gonna throw my biscuit drink.
And it was
All
like,
over.
no, I'm just saying. You seem kind of lost when you're alone.
You're not wrong. It's a lot of stage to take up, and like, I mean, I have a lot of personality, but it just makes a lot more sense when I have people with me. Here's my napkin. I guess I'm sorry about
It-
that. It was really good though.
It's alright. It's not. It's only my favorite T-shirt.
That one?
Yeah, and it's just it's Blue Moon. Like this kid obviously has his bias. Like
Oh yeah.
Incredible. We'll try to get you a new one there.
no, and I bet Esther can do something about it.
Probably. Oh, you weren't in the room, but Esther knew that person. What was?
Mr. Sunshine / Jonathan.
Yeah.
His name is Jonathan.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't
We
that
got-
the worst?
Punked by a guy named Jonathan.
I took a copy and I'll like have like a picture of the picture on my agent that I can send over.
Uh,
Like what a dork.
so
I just want to fold the picture over and only have Red and Esther in it.
yeah. Anyway,
Esther looks jacked in that picture. Like
Yes.
absolutely just triceps on biceps on muscle groups that I have words for.
Love it.
so what now? What's next?
I say we rally the crew and we get a revenge. We gotta find out what we can. I mean, he wired us a bunch of money, and it feels like, what's when money is actually dirty, not when you've done like
Blood
really
money?
bad advertising jobs. Yes, blood money.
Hmm.
It feels like blood money, and
Feels like an
I-
insult to me.
yeah, I just want the blood. I don't want the money. Like I want his blood, not his money.
Well, we could spend it on either trying to find out where he is or spend it on kidding ourselves out. Or both.
Yes. Also, Esther might have some more information. Kind of jacked still. Just took off out the window, and I think we're gonna have some pretty good news. Can only assume. I mean, I got this. Waves like my agent picture up the picture.
Well, I honestly don't think we should. It's this dirty cycle Night City does to its residents.
How do you go on without closure?
You play a cat game at a bar filled with rough and tumbles with your friends. But I understand that I'm just one voice in this group. I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging. I'm just saying maybe this is what this whole thing is about. One person not liking another person enough to kill them.
I can.
I mean, you
I
tell
can't-
that to Hal.
Yeah, I'm going to find this motherfucker and
Okay.
I am going to kill him.
I'm with you, Ghost.
Well, again, I'm with you all. I just think this isn't what Red would want. But Red's dead. And your wants supersede that.
Yeah. I think like that's a bit of like a heavier, more serious tone, and like now we kind of like sit like contemplatively for a little bit more of the evening while we sip our biscuits and biscuits.
Badger just stands up and marches up to Budgie.
Budgie is currently playing cards with Boa and Barracuda. And Budgie's got on this little visor that has like a green tint to it. And just hides the cards. Says, yes?
I flip the visor down and kind of drag them to the side.
Oh,
Yes? What is it?
What's your deal?
My deal? What do you mean, my deal?
First, you put a tracker in my car. Then you ask me to play video games. I don't understand.
Well, honestly,
and kind of peeps over towards Lavender Ghost and then looks back at you and says,
you know, sometimes when people run in, different crews and such, they like to occasionally swap over to other crews. And maybe I've heard a couple things about you on the street and have been interested in having you in our crew.
we have fun.
We, fuck with Maelstrom sometimes and go to various bars, play games, and also Boa invents kind of new things for us to play with sometimes, some new tech out of various things that we find in the Badlands. It's very exciting. Nothing too spontaneous. Well, spontaneous, yes, but dangerous. Not so much. Not really here for that.
Well, you lost me at Maelstrom. Also,
You don't have to fight Maelstrom. It's fine. Just like
I like
fucking
my
with us.
crew. So,
I never said you didn't. Just sometimes there's, other places you can go, other hands you can hold.
Not like that, though. And you see just kind of backs up, very embarrassed, and says, not like that.
No.
all right.
No.
Well, you enjoy your fun until you can. And I'm just gonna walk over to Lavender and Ghost. Walk over to Lavender and Ghost and just say, let's go. I did not expect the night to be even more ruined than what already happened.
Did your friend dump you?
No. There.
It won't happen.
No.
Do you want to talk about it? I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, was it really
Yeah,
bad?
talk with you.
Is your heart broken?
No, they
Do we have to
wanted
break
to
her heart?
Take
they
the
wanted to
knife.
recruit me to their crew. And I'm not gonna do that. So let's go.
Oh. Yeah. Fuck all y'all. And mostly towards the Boa, Barracuda, and other Bambi?
Budgie?
Budgie.
Bambi would have been a great
Bambi.
one. Budgie's like hands up in the air and looks back at this. At least I tried. I tried the bold method this time. Worked on you. And Boa says, yeah, it did. It worked really well. And Bear just kind of gives you all a wave and says, safe travels.
Thanks for the drinks.
Anytime. See you later. It's a group of you.
I start searching my car for other trackers.
There's a couple other like sealed gum wrappers, but none of them have trackers in them.
I just like keep throwing them out. I'm like, fuck this shit.
Cleaning out your car?
See a tracker, break it, throw it away, chuck it.
Oh, okay. Will do. Are we heading back to the hideout? Not much of a hideout. The house.
Because I keep getting delivery there. It's not much of a hideout.
Yeah, it's true. We do get like
It's been
cyber dash there.
It's, Fuck. It's been quite a night. But if you want me to drive you somewhere, I don't mind dropping you off.
I want to
Afterlife?
turn in. Ooh.
I see Ghost debates for a moment and says, "No, I'll come back with all of you. I'm scared of what I'll get up to if I'm alone. Who I'll
That's
go
fair.
after. I'd rather just be with all of you."
I think that's a good idea. Maybe Badger can make a playlist that we can listen to at the. Why did we really still call it a hideout?
I call it home.
Yeah, it's home.
Let's head home.
And I pull out of the parking lot.
And
Just-
I think, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just drive home.
You start driving, and I think, taking from Dare's cue in the chat earlier, I think so Stay at Your House starts playing on the radio. And we kind of get that pan up camera as you're driving down the streets of Night City. As you kind of arrive back at the house, our checkmate and Hal still on the roof. You see the car pull in and group getting out. Ghost heads back into Esther's home, and you see fiddles around with something in there, and then comes out with just an armful of blankets and pillows. Ghost little pulley system heading back up to the second floor, and as you kind of go inside that space, you see in Red's corner, where it's all very tidy, you see that Ghost is kind of making this large, comfortable space full of pillows, some of the plushies that are kind of lying around in different areas, mostly from his space. Blankets all on the floor, and kind of makes this large, comfortable kind of bed-ish space. So he kind of just sits down and takes one of the plushies that Red had previously given him and just kind of hugs it.
I think from the roof, you can just hear, I think, like 1960s style oldies playing. A thing that, like, yeah, I don't know how many people have like heard the music Checkmate listens to, but you're hearing stuff like old soul music, like Billie Holiday, things of that nature, just sort of ringing loud enough and gently enough that it's from another room.
And as this kind of comfortable space has been laid out, each of you gathering back, the idle sound of Billie Holiday kind of coming in very quietly as you all gather. You hear what sounds like a bit of a ruckus downstairs. As you hear what sounds like kind of this mechanical swooshing, almost, before you look over towards the window of the second story as Esther has jumped up and kind of grabbed on to the windowsill and kind of pulled her little face up and says,
I found him.
Oh shit. Come on in.
and Esther kind of heaves herself into the window and lands, gets back up onto her feet, and as she's about to divulge what she has learned, I think that is where we'll end for this evening. So thank you everyone for tuning in to Shattered Dawn, a Cyberpunk Red campaign here on Badhouse RPG. I've of course been your GM Matihi, aka Piper. You can find, I use they them pronouns, and you can find me at Manny Matihi on Twitter and Matihi on Twitch. Of course, this Saturday I will be running What We Do in the Shallows, a queer pirate adventure very gay. I think bad things are coming. There was lots of spiciness last episode, and I'm very, very excited to see what happens this episode. And if you want to come on out, we'd love to have you. But of course, this wonderful game could not have been even imagined without my wonderful, wonderful players. So we are going to start going around and introduce again B.
Hey, hello all. I have been your non-binary busy bee. My pronouns are they, them, and you can find me on, I don't know, Twitter, Instagram, any of those zillions of social media spaces as bzelda_. I am a TTRPG performer, sometimes streamer, tabletopper, podcaster. Just follow me in places to figure out what I do.
Heck yeah. And next up, we have Dare.
Hi, I'm Dare. Pronouns, not promos. Pronouns, she, they, they. Sorry, it's been a lot today. You can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet at Dare to Dream RPG, DARE, the number 2 DREAM RPG. I have a bunch of fun things that are in the works that you'll hear about soon. Also, like, just freshen up on Kingdom Hearts things. I get to talk about that, like, soon. So be ready for a fun little Kingdom Hearts stream I have planned. But besides that, that's me.
Heck yeah. And next up, we have Fabian.
Howdy, howdy. I'm Fabs. I've been Badger. You can find me here producing over at Bad House. Also as a storyteller tomorrow for Ashes of New Amsterdam, a mage campaign set in our Darkness Eternal line of shows. Also on Tuesday, I'm going to be playing Jet in Itaewon by Night. And we have a lot of special guests. Right there, special guests. And it's gonna be great. And catch my comic stuff on Rockets and Pens, and you can catch my TTRPG here, Bad House RPG. Also, we have TikTok now, so if you want to check that out. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. And next up, we have C.
Hello, everyone. My name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at, I almost said Pie Sharp Art, that's wrong, at C Plays RPG. You can also find my specific art account where I retweet gay pictures of people's OCs kissing each other in random succession, and sometimes post my own art at A Gay Blood Hunter. Wow, what am I doing? Gosh, wow. I played Hal tonight, who's the saddest little guy who ever did live, but hey, someone there in there. Also known as Angel, uses they, she pronouns. And you can find me every week on Transplanar RPG's podcast feed playing, oh my god, sorry, I'm spitting all over myself. You can find me playing God Killer, which is a one-player, one GM game for one Game Master God and one player, the God Killer. Currently running through a 16-part miniseries, podcast exclusive right now. Episode 4 is coming out tomorrow at the ass crack of dawn and on all podcasting platforms. In the last episode, I actually overthrow Connie as GM, and I GM episode 3. So if you want to check that out, check it out. Also, pre-order God Killer. Also, this Saturday at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time, Jeremy Cobb is GMing Mark Meir through a single one-shot of God Killer. So if you are a fan of Three Back Halflings or all of the amazing things that Mark Meir has been a part of, you should check that out. That'll be our one-shot for this week. And otherwise, you should follow me on Twitter to see what I'm doing, because I don't really even know at this point. I've gotten lost. I don't know. I'm along for the ride at this point.
Fuck yeah. And last but not least, of course, our wonderful Red Candace.
Hi, everybody. I have been Red. You can find me at that Candace Girl, CANDACE, over on Twitter, at Candace the Magnificent on Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. I tell people that I do ice cream reviews on there, and then I don't. But soon, I'll have some. And I streamed last week for May the 4th, and God willing, I'm doing it again soon. You can find me over at Crossroads Games on a myriad of things. You can find me at 12-Sided Stories on their Bookhound Bounty Hunters podcast. The newest episode came out today. every other Wednesday. And you can also see me over at Valor Studios. There's stuff that I'm not supposed to talk about, so that's where I'm going to leave it.
Thank you so much. And one thing before we go, one quick pan back to the game itself.
Post-credit scene?
Post-credits.
Credits.
Post-credit scene. We see that original opening tableau that we had, the person getting kicked out of the window, the individual blocking the door against someone pulling up a gun. And we see that scene of someone being held down on the floor, someone over top of them, long hair kind of draping with the sword kind of pushed against them. We see that person with the sword hovering fade, and instead standing and fighting against the onslaught of other individuals within the room. And that's where we end the game.
Fuck.
Thanks, everybody.
I guess bye.
Okay, bye, I guess. Bye.